The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore
Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome back to Garthology. Today, we're reaching the finish line on our review of the Ultimate Hits DVD from Garth Brooks' 2013 box set, Blame It All on My Roots, 5 Decades of Influences. If you've been listening to our recent episodes, you'll know that over the last several, we've worked our way through this incredible collection of videos, revisiting so many different eras from Garth's career, from the big performance moments to those story-driven videos that we all love. And all of these little details just remind each of us why his catalog has made such a mark on all of us in the first place. In case you didn't know, this DVD of music videos was originally released as part of the Ultimate Hits collection in 2007. That was a 3-disc set, which was 2 CDs that had 34 songs, and this DVD with 33 music videos. We chose to review the DVD of music videos that was released in Blame It All on My Roots just for consistency, because we recently finished our review of the Melting Pot CD in that box set, and we just wanted to finish out the whole box set. The music videos on the original Ultimate Hits release are the exact same 33 music videos that were released in the Blame It All on My Roots box set, so we won't need to cover those again in the future. And now we're here, the final 5 videos on the DVD. It's honestly kind of hard to believe we're already wrapping this up, because when we first started this project, we were like, 33 videos, my gosh. Yep. And now here we are, we're at the end. And honestly, for me, this has been fantastic. And it has just opened up like a time capsule of Garth moments. And that has just thrilled me in a way I was not expecting when we first started this. So let's jump right into video number 29. When You Come Back to Me Again. When You Come Back to Me Again was written by Jenny Yates and Garth Brooks. The music video was directed by John Small. This would be considered like a traditional music video, with the only real difference being that because the song was from the soundtrack of the movie Frequency, we get performance footage of Garth with emotional scenes from the movie, but it really blends well, in my opinion. I think they do a great job. And I tell you, this video gets me every single time because I love this movie and I am thrilled that Garth had a song on the soundtrack. I think this video is exactly what I would have expected from Garth's video for the movie Hope Floats. But in that one, there was no movie footage. So I like this one just a little bit more for that reason. Plus, I think Garth is great in this video. I think he portrays the emotions of the song really well. And again, it blends with the emotions in the movie scenes that we get. So I really appreciate that. Okay, Pete, over to you. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, When You Come Back to Me Again, it's a very emotional song and absolutely deserved to be an actual music video. I know that this might come as a surprise, but I didn't see that movie either.
Hey, Frequency, actually, you would like, I think. It's not a chick flick. You would like that one.
No.
It's
like a sci-fi movie.
Right, yeah. So the crazy thing is, I'm watching the video or whatever, I'm like, damn, these graphics are pretty good for a music video. And then I was like, oh, it's part of a movie. Probably should have been. I didn't see that one coming there. I always loved the song. But to me, like, the song and the video, obviously, being that it's part of a movie, like, they belong together. Like, it is really, really well done. I love the song. The song has always been great. I say it all the time. I do love the song, and the picture that it paints and the lyrics and all that stuff is great. This actually seeing the video, I would love to go back and watch that movie. I just haven't had the time to do it since I started doing the research. I researched the last couple of days, but I had no idea that this song or this music video actually came from a movie. I had no idea that was part of that frequency. I found it out during the research, so didn't see that one either. What we don't have in this is that ugly ass wallpaper, though. I can tell you that. So, yeah. Anyways, I love the song. I thought the music video was great. Jess, what about you?
Yeah, I also have said before, this is one of my all-time favorite songs. And also, this was a brilliant movie. So together, this is, of course, going to be a fantastic video. Highlights for me were that I love the close-ups of Garth's face. And I love the moment where he sings Unfolding Like a Mystery and he kind of gestures with his hands.
Yeah.
And then another part where he was so expressive is when he's singing straight to camera, and which is always so compelling and I enjoy anyway. But at the end, whenever he's singing, I hear your voice, and he reaches toward the camera when he says it. It's so good. It was so well done. And then at the very, very end, at the beginning of the video, it opens with the sweep of the light from the lighthouse. And then at the very end, it does it again. And when that lighthouse beam sweeps for the last time, it's like the final soft piano notes. It just closed it so brilliantly. And I thought it was such a good video. Like you guys both said, they blended the movie and Garth's part so perfectly with the music. That was a stellar video.
Yes, it was.
Disclaimer, the parts of the movie I've seen in this video, they put together on my behalf. I don't know about the rest of it. Disclaimer there. But I do love the lighthouse and the way that it swept. I also noticed that too. I didn't put it in my notes, but I meant to, because that is really, really cool. And yeah, I do love how he talks a lot. I talk a lot with my hands, and how he did that is really, really cool.
Yeah, I loved that moment where his hands went around, and there was another moment where he did his fingers.
Mm-hmm,
yes,
I love that.
Yes, those were great.
Very talented. I can't even pat my head and touch my belly. I can't even do that. This guy's over there making magic with his fingers while singing.
All right. Next is video number 30 on the Ultimate Hits DVD, which is Good Ride Cowboy. Good Ride Cowboy was written by Jared Lee Neiman, Richie Brown, Brian Kennedy, and Bob Doyle. This video was also directed by John Small. This is a concert performance video, but it is different than the others we've seen in the past videos on this DVD. Paying tribute to Chris Ledoux, Garth recorded this music video in the middle of Times Square, which is like one of my favorite places on the whole planet. And this was for the 39th annual CMA Awards in November of 2005. They were kind of like celebrating, I guess, the CMA's move to New York. This was like the first time they were being held in New York, and that's one of the reasons why he did it there in Times Square. So while Garth and his band performed on stage, we get to see archival video footage and concert footage of the late Chris Ledoux performing in the background. I think it's a great tribute video, and the highlights for me are when Garth pulled his hat down tight. I love that moment. And where he grabbed the camera and pointed it at the audience. But for me, the best moment of all was when the words, "We miss you, Chris," flashed on the screens around Garth at the very end. I thought that was so sweet. All right, Pete, let's see what you think about the music video for Good Ride Cowboy.
Yeah, Good Ride Cowboy is a great and fun song. And when you play it in Times Square, I mean, come on. Like, how cool was that? I will tell you, I didn't really care for the fill-in band members there. I didn't see anybody on stage that I knew or recognized or whatever. Not that they did a bad job. They did a really, really great job, I thought, with the song. It was just weird seeing different people behind Garth. But the fact that it was a limited performance show, I guess you could say, for the CMAs in New York made a little bit of sense. One of my favorite things, I guess, would have been, like, could you imagine being a Garth Brooks fan in a cab cruising down through Times Square, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, it's Garth on stage. Like, that was wild. They had moving cars going by and everybody in the audience. I thought that would be really, really cool. in the video, I made a comment as well. He's back to grabbing cameras and pulling them around. And again, I thought that two really, really good tributes that he did was when he pulled his hat down tight. And then I have the same thing in the background when the song was done and he was standing there overlooking it where it says, we miss you, Chris. And then you have that silhouette of Chris or the picture of him standing in the field. I thought that was really, really cool. Garth's always showed a lot of love to Chris Ledoux. The song and other things that he's always said in other lyrics and other songs I thought was great. I thought it was well done, and I always enjoy good Ride Cowboy. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I thought it was really fun and a different live one because, like you guys said, it was in Times Square, so it wasn't just like a live cut from one of his shows where it's the crowd in a stadium or whatever. So it was different in that way, and he had fun with it, so I think it was a fun performance in that way because he was having a really good time. And I think it was fun for him to go out and share Chris Ledoux with people in that way. And I also made note of the "We Miss You" at the end. I really liked that. And I'm glad that it ended up on the DVD. I did notice, you said it was 2005, right?
Yes, November 2005.
Yeah. So 2005, you have to think he was home. He wasn't really doing anything. And I noticed he was very breathless. And Garth is never breathless when he's singing, when he's running around and performing. And you could tell he hadn't done both together in quite some time because you could hear it wasn't bad for sure. And probably sounds like what most people sound like when they run around on stage. But I always take note of the fact that he's never out of breath and it blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I could hear it in this, like just that, that he'd been away, but also that he was eating it up. Like you could tell that he just was so happy to be there. So I'm very glad for that reason that we got this peek into that time on the DVD. But I think also that's why the band wasn't there because everybody was working. They had different jobs. They were out with different people. They were, whatever, because Garth wasn't touring or anything then.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't think about the fact that he was technically retired at this point.
Yep.
All right. Now on to the 31st video on the DVD. Video number 31 is More Than a Memory. The song was written by Lee Brice, Kyle Jacobs, and Billy Montana, and the video was again directed by John Small. This video is a traditional music video filmed on a set with Garth just alone in his personal misery. It starts with a shower and we hear a radio announcer saying no rain in the forecast for the entire week. It's going to be a beautiful day, nothing but sunshine. And then she introduces the next song and says More Than a Memory by Garth Brooks. And I think that was such a clever way to start the video by introducing the start of the song, starting the video with a radio DJ announcing the song. I just loved it. It was such a great twist. And I thought that was brilliant. And then it's just, you realize it's total heartbreak. Like he starts singing and just as he's turning the water off and we think, okay, he's going to get out of the shower, but he reaches for his towel and it's getting wet. Like it's still raining. It's not the shower. This man is so miserable that even though there's no rain in the forecast, the rain just follows him everywhere throughout his house. Everything's getting drenched. He's getting wet while getting dressed. He's getting wet while trying to eat. It's just misery. This guy is absolutely crushed by a breakup. And I love the moments in the video where he kind of fades in and out in the living room. He goes from one spot to another spot. He just fades out and then fades in and then fades out. And I think it's so well done because it's showing the passage of time. And I just thought that was another brilliant thing about this video. So for me, I think this whole video is just great. We have angry and hurt Garth, and I'm here for all of it. The song, the video, all of it. All right, Pete, what are your thoughts?
Yep, More Than a Memory is another great song and one that I feel that they nailed by giving it its own actual music video. We always talk about how lyrics paint pictures of a song, and this one, again, nailed it. Like they did so good on this video. I also made notes about the introduction from the radio DJ and how, they sang, and here, Garth Brooks with More Than a Memory or however the words go or whatever. And then he's just there. And then I started, what's crazy? The pictures. Here's something that caught my attention. I could be way off, so don't quote me on it. But the pictures almost seem like they're pictures that I've seen somewhere online of him and fans, right? Fans have posted him somewhere in some, different site or wherever it might be, social media or whatever. And then I'm just like, man, I wonder where, these people just take random pictures. And you start to think that, but then that was so long ago, right? Social media and that kind of stuff wasn't around then. But it's kind of crazy how a video back then with pictures today, although nowadays there are not many people are printing pictures or what do you call that? What is it called? When you would get film.
Oh, Polaroid?
Developing.
Develop. Yeah, nobody develops pictures
yeah.
anymore or whatever, right? And so, but it's so relevant how pictures then, or, how memories are made by pictures then and now today. So I thought that was great. It was hard for me to research this video or to write anything down about it because when I listen to it and I watch it, I was in complete awe every time. I was just mesmerized by this video. I've always loved the song. There's no doubt about it. But watching it with the video, I just watched it and watched it and watched it over and over again. And then I looked down, I had nothing written down about this thing because I just kept watching it. This one, favorite. I will always forever turn this song up when it comes on the playlist. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Jess, what about you?
I had actually forgotten that this was actually a video. I hadn't seen it in so long, and I know I saw it when it was new because I actually specifically remember, Garth's been around, I feel like, for such a big part of my life that a lot of it I don't remember not knowing it. I don't remember not knowing the songs or where I was when they came out. But this one in particular, because there'd been a gap there, I specifically remember I was working, I think I've mentioned before, and a lot of you probably know, but I'm a nurse, and I was working night shift in nursery when this song came out, living in Tennessee. And when it would come on at night, I would be so excited because they were playing it on the radio because I lived near Nashville. So I was so happy when they were putting new Garth music on the radio. So I specifically remember like the time in my life when this came out. And so, which is probably why I don't remember the video a lot because I just wouldn't have had a lot of time at that point. We've talked about just being busy at different points in your life. And I don't think I would have ever even caught this one on like CMT or something like that. So I really had sort of forgotten that it existed. And so I was really happy to see it because I think it was such a cool concept where it's raining inside the house. I mean, the video is dark. It looks dark in the video. It's a kind of a sad, heavy song because he's so unhappy in the song and in the video. And then you can see it in the rain and in the dark colors, the whole tone of the video. And I think it was just so beautifully done. I mean, it's sad, but it's compelling in that way. And I love that Garth starred in this one himself. And Pete, I think part of why those looked familiar to you, the pictures, is because that's Carrie Turner. She's actually an actor. She's friends with Trisha, which I think is so funny. Because when I see her face, I'm like, but then, because she was in JAG, I think that's where they know each other from. I think that's where they met. But anyway, she was also in the X-Files. I made Deb watch X-Files with me a long time ago. She was in that as well. If you're like, why is her face familiar? That's why, because that's Carrie Turner. Oh. So it was funny to me to see that because those are from the 90s. So it was a fun little throwback. And Pete, like you said, this was just a perfect song for a traditional video. So I'm so glad that this one got a video because not everyone does. Yeah. So very happy. And I too will watch this one over and over anytime I get a chance to.
I'm so glad you said who the actress was because I knew her, but I researched and couldn't find anything on who it was.
She's probably not credited. I think it was like a friend of their, I don't think it's probably ever listed anywhere.
Yeah, it was driving me crazy. I couldn't figure it out and I was going nuts. So I should have just asked you.
I wouldn't have known. If it was something you asked me, I'd have been like, I don't know.
All right, let's go on to the 30-second video on the DVD. Video 32 is Working for a Livin'. The song was written by Huey Lewis and Chris Hayes, and the video was again directed by John Small. So that's 4 out of today's 5 videos that were directed by him. This is sort of a traditional music video, kind of, although it's odd. It's not a concert performance. It was filmed on a racetrack. So I don't really see the tie-in of working for a living being on a racetrack. I guess race car drivers work for a living. It was so odd to me. I was like, that's an odd choice. But we get to see Garth and Huey Lewis standing on this racetrack and they're performing together, which is great. And all the while race cars are speeding by them and around them, sort of. There's a few scenes where I believe the cars really are there with Garth and Huey. However, I think there's so many of them where the cars seem to be edited to look like they were there on the track with them. I'm sure for insurance purposes, you don't want race cars racing around Garth Brooks and Huey Lewis. So I get that. And it was funny watching Garth swing around trying not to be hit by imaginary race cars. I just thought that was so comical, especially when Garth walks away as Huey's performing a harmonica solo and he almost gets hit by a car that isn't really there. But the look on Garth's face is hilarious to me. I just cracked up. I watched it a few times and every time that just got me and I giggled. My favorite moment is towards the end as Huey's finishing up one of the other harmonica solos. I swear, Garth mouths, "He's the shit."
Yes, I have that in my notes too. And I was like, there's no way to prove that, but that's what I see and I'm sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it. It's so funny. And I watched it over and over and I was like, I just know it is.
Yeah.
All right, Pete, what are your thoughts on Working for a Living?
Yeah, Working for a Living is a cool song and a real cool video. As a NASCAR fan, I really enjoyed seeing the old footage of the races. And so to go back to what you were saying about cars on track and stuff, I used to watch NASCAR pretty regularly. I didn't miss a race. I watched them start to finish. It didn't matter. And so, yes, a lot of that is just footage that they edited in. Obviously, you can't have all that. And again, I tried and I tried and I tried it, and I could be completely wrong again. But for whatever reason, I remember at some point, Huey Lewis was doing something with NASCAR. I don't know if it had something to do with the same time that this song came out, and there was a tie-in there between Garth and Huey Lewis and what he was doing with NASCAR. I think he got involved with ownership and a NASCAR team when they went to a new car design, because over the last, 15, 20 years, NASCAR's changed the way that their cars, there's more safety and a little bit faster and more driven. Anyways, and there was a bunch of stuff that he had done there. I don't ever remember watching a race or having NASCAR come out and say, oh, and while we're here, there's this thing, Garth Brooks and Huey Lewis do it. There's nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that there was something that tied Huey Lewis to NASCAR at a certain time back when these style of cars were on the track. And I'm wondering if, and I couldn't find it, I tried, if this had anything to do with around that time, and maybe that's why they were doing it.
That would make sense.
That would make a lot more sense.
I think there was some kind of advertising, something they did, because Garth had nothing to do with NASCAR around that time. Yeah. But, the song seemed fun. I did mention how cool, I think, not just in this song, but the harmonica in general. I love that little instrument. I can hear it in songs, and when people play it, I'm mesmerized by it. I love the way that how he just finishes it at the end. I saw what you guys. I saw Garth mouth something. Never went back and watched it a second time. So now I have to go back and watch it because I didn't see that, but I'm interested to. It looked like a cool song and a cool video to be a part of. Just to be on set there and to have, to be around NASCAR again as a fan, I thought that would have been really cool. I would have loved to have been a part of it. Jess, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think this one was just a good time. I loved seeing Garth and Huey Lewis kind of just kidding around out there on the track, and Garth jumping out of the way of the cars and them leaning in together to sing. So, I think the highlight of the video for me was him mouthing that at Huey Lewis, because I had to go back and watch it a few times and it made me laugh. I don't know that outside of this disc I ever saw this video before or after. I think I've only ever seen it on here as far as I remember. But it was fun and I enjoyed watching it. It's not my favorite video ever, but I did like the change of pace of, that it wasn't just, a live video shot and that they did something different. And Pete, like you said, if there was a tie to Huey Lewis with the NASCAR, then that makes total sense. Because I too was like, I don't know why we decided on race cars, but okay, I'm here for it. Let's do it. That's fine. But yeah, I did have a good time watching it. It made me smile for sure.
Yeah, if there's a tie-in, then it makes complete sense. It was just sense I wasn't seeing.
Yes.
All right, now on to video number 33, which is the final video on the DVD. Video 33 on the Ultimate Hits DVD in the Blame It All on My Roots box set is Midnight Sun. The song was written by Jared Lee Neiman, Richie Brown, and Garth Brooks. And the video was directed by some dude named Garth Brooks.
Who knows that guy?
Never heard of him before, but I bet he's cool.
Probably.
The video is sort of a performance video, kind of, although it starts off by a campfire. And I have to tell you, the first thing I thought of when the video started was if someone asked me how I would want to spend an evening with Garth Brooks, it would be sitting right there by a campfire listening to him sing. I mean, that's terrible to be like, thanks for having me over. Now do your job.
Right. Yeah.
That's not at all what I mean. Yeah. I just mean in an organic way. If he happened to pick up a guitar and started singing, I'd be all right with it.
We actually have talked about that at some point, and that would be exactly, if I had the opportunity, give me 2 hours with Garth, what would it be? It'd be around a campfire with a guitar, asking him questions, and then listening to him sing. Like, that would be the best. There's nothing better.
Yep.
Oh, Trish could be there, and she could make some food. I love some food. I like some Trish food, I bet.
Yeah, no, that's it. That would be the perfect night for me. So it starts by a campfire, but then the video suddenly changes, and now we're in a dive bar, and Garth is performing Midnight Sun to this small, bar crowd. The transition from the campfire to the bar is a clever way to change the scene. It's kind of hard to explain, but the guys are sitting by the campfire, and all of a sudden there's a crowd, and they fall from the campfire into the crowd, and it's very odd, but I thought it was clever the way that they did it. There is crowd surfing in the video, which is great. It's not Garth doing it this time, but still cool. But for me, the video is just okay. And I feel a tad bit bad saying that because there are some cute moments in it. But I think part of what I didn't care for in the video is the direction, and knowing who directed it, I feel a little bad. It's just not, I think it was cute. Cute. All right, Pete, over to you.
Yeah, Midnight Sun's a great song, but I have the same notes. The video, the way it starts with the guy sitting around a campfire, and then all of a sudden we're in a dive bar and guys are throwing into the crowd. Like, this song is as country as they come, and it's not one that I hear a lot, but when I do, I fall in love with the song all over again. The song is a really, really great song. Dudes crowd surfing in a dive bar, I guess probably not something you see all the time. And then all of a sudden, bang, we're sitting around the fire pit again, and it kind of throws me off, but it's a cool little comedic way to end the video, I guess. So, like you said, as far as the way that it was directed, it was kind of like, in the beginning, I struggled to see how, okay, so hey, Garth, all right, it's your turn. And so Garth picks it up, and then Jimmy's there on the violin, and then they're looking at each other like, why did Garth get Jimmy? Do you ever see and then they were kind of, looking at,
not a violin though.
I'm sorry, the fiddle. Sorry, my bad. Whatever it's an
that
instrument
was
with
the
a
look
dumb
I
stick
gave
thing.
you.
Yeah, whatever that thing is, the little thing with the stick, the little guitar with the stick.
Okay, now I'm picturing Jimmy playing a violin, very hard.
He just plays it really fast. That's all. He just
plays a very fast violin.
Very fast.
It's
violin.
an aggressive violin,
and it almost makes it sound like a fiddle. But anyways, so then, you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, they're in a dive bar. I was kind of all over the place with the video, but I thought it was a cool video. And again, the song is great. I do love the song. And a real cool comedic way, like I said, to end the DVD. I thought it was all well done. And that's my thought on it. Jess, what about you? What did you think about Midnight Sun?
Yeah, I love that it's just at the beginning, just the boys sitting around the campfire. It's such a cowboy thing. And it also, like you guys said, it immediately makes me think of just a quiet night sitting around with Garth, at the farm. I don't know how much Garth sits around with his buddies and plays guitar for fun, because that's what he does for a living. But, a lot of people that I know that are not lucky enough to perform for a living, but like to play guitar or sing, do on a Friday or Saturday night, sit around with their friends and, at a kitchen table or fireplace or whatever, if they're not outside at the campfire, but just playing guitar, singing, people that are around sing along with the songs that they know. And it just really makes that opening feel very intimate, I think, and personal. And then suddenly, here's Jimmy over his shoulder. And I was kind of thrown because I didn't remember the video and I didn't remember what was going to happen. And I was like, oh, okay. So now we have Jimmy here. That's weird for this place, but okay. And then boom, now there's the crowd and we're in the honky tonk. And I had to run it back because I was like, did I miss a step while I was watching this? Like, I feel like I missed something. And I really didn't. It really is supposed to like lurch you into the next scene like that. And it did. So we're in the honky tonk dive bar setting now. And I do like that the crowd in there was so fun. And so, because some of the crowds in the live spaces, either you don't get the good sound or like, I'm like, oh, they don't know all the words like they're supposed to for a Garth crowd or whatever. Like, I'm very judgy about the crowds. So this one I loved because it was a small space and everybody was into it. And it was a really fun time, I think. But my favorite part was the look on Garth's face at the end when the guy passes out when it's his turn to play. Like, the look on his face was just classic. Yeah. And I ran it back like 2 times to just see him, like, look, because it made me laugh. So I thought it was very funny in, like, a tongue-in-cheek kind of just a silly way. And, Pete, I think that was a good point, that it was a really good kind of upbeat way to end the disc of videos, you know, to just have it kind of end on a funny note. So I thought that was good. And I'm glad it was on there because it did make me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. I didn't think about... We know how Garth feels about ending things. Mm-hmm. You know, the end spot on things always holds a special place for him. So he probably had a reason for that. This was a cute ending for the DVD. Yeah. So good point. Well, that does it. We've officially covered all 33 videos on the Ultimate Hits DVD. And what a fun ride this has been. Going back through this collection one video at a time has really been such a great reminder of just how much personality, heart, energy, like those performance videos from back in the day of Garth, seeing his energy again, seeing the way that he can emote in a traditional music video. It's just really brought back to me how much his ability to entertain us is so well-rounded.
Yeah.
We all know this is a man that can play the heck out of a guitar, can sing the heck out of a song, is a songwriter, a performer. And these videos, to me, it shows all the way around. Just, he's an absolute performer. This DVD turned out to be even more packed than it seemed at first glance. And so revisiting it has just been so much fun. And for me especially, and I'm sure it's true for all of us, I really miss seeing him live. So watching these videos has been great. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. Thanks so much for coming along with us for this entire series. We've loved taking this journey through the Ultimate Hits DVD with all of you, and we can't wait to keep the conversation going in the next episode. So stay tuned. Have you checked out our website at garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today and check out all of our past episodes. And remember to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, it's been a really long time since our last review. So if you get the chance, please stop by, hit that 5-star button if you like what you've heard, and then write up a quick review to encourage others to listen. Then share our podcast with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking of friends in low places, if you are on social media, so are we. If you use Facebook, we are at facebook.com/GarthologyCast. If you are on Instagram, X, TikTok, or Threads, we are at GarthologyCast there. We do appreciate all of the interaction there. If you guys have any show ideas or questions about shows that you guys have heard, please feel free to reach out in the direct messages, and we will get back to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you again for all that support.
We release new episodes of Garthology on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of each month. So if you're missing Garth, come join us for an episode and spend some quality time with your fellow Garthologists as we relive the highlights of Garth's life and career up to this point and discuss the albums that have become the soundtrack to our lives. So until the next one,
thanks for joining us for today's episode of Garthology. And I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, love will always win.
Finish it! Finish
because we recently finished our it's that iconic cough again or whatever. I'm losing my voice. That can't be good.
Nope.
When you come back to me again.
Like your voice. Come back, baby, come back.
Good Ride Cowboy was written by Gerard Lee Newman. Niemann. Neiman? Now I don't know what I said.
What's the first name? What did Gerard?
Gerard.
I Gerard you to the.
How is it spelled?
I Gerard my bicycle.
Jerrod.
Oh, it's just Jared.
It's Jared.
Is that Jared?
Yeah. Yeah,
Gerard.
I work with a doctor named Jared. It's spelled that way.
Oh, I'm so glad we got into that discussion. I had no idea.
He's gonna be like, she butchered my whole name.
Jay, the one guy listens to the
A.A.
podcast.
Ron.
Yeah, A.A. Ron. You done messed up now, A.A. Ron. Is there a D nice in here? You mean Denise? Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to now.
Balake! Is there a Balake in here? You mean Blake? Blake? If one of you say another stupid name like that again, that is the Key and Peele. If that's got 1 million views on YouTube, I'm 900,000 of them. Guaranteed it. Oh, I love that.
Oh,
It is
no.
Blake?
Jared. Oh no. Oh shit.
I Gerard my bike to the store. You did what? I Gerard it. Jared, you Jareded your bike to the store.
Oh,
You done messed up now, A.A. Ron.
It's all over now.
Neiman? Niemann.
Yeah, I
Neiman?
think so. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not done. So anyways.
So here's what we can do. Ready? I'm going to say the name, and then you're just going to, like, splice it in. It's just going to be my voice in the name.
They're going to be like, what the hell? No, I can do it. Okay. Good Ride Cowboy was written...
I can already tell you where it.
Nope.
Good Ride Cowboy was written by Gerard Lee.
Is there a petar here? A petar? You mean Peter? Peter? It ain't never gonna work. It's never gonna work. Now.
11 minutes in, we haven't even done a minute of podcast.
Yep.
Oh
my gosh.
Okay. Especially because my voice was already going.
Right.
Good Ride Cowboy was written by Gerard Lee Neiman. Oh no, here we go again.
We got J-Rod.
The song was written by Gerard Lee Neiman.
You were right. No, you had it.
No, was I?
It was right there.
Neiman Marcus.
Yes.
It's the same like thing with you and your J-Rod comment, okay? I can say violin to a fiddle. You can Naiman or whatever you were trying to say his name was.